Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel ACBA Designs. On this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful puffy sleeves and then waist gathers dress, so stay connected. Great, so these are the materials I'll be needing: my ruler, tape measure, tailor's chalk, scissors, and then African print. Good, so I'll be working on the skirt. I'll first of all work on the skirt. Dress length is 26 inches. Okay, so from the shoulder to waist is 10 inches. I'll then fold my 2 yards of African fabric into 4. So I'll start from the waist downwards, 26 inches. Allowance has been added already. Okay, so I'll mark 26 inches and then mark 26 inches at the other side as well. I'll then connect the point with my ruler and then cut out. Okay, so I started from the 10 inches, I brought it downwards 26 inches. Okay, I will then cut out and then cut my top. So after cutting out, I will then open it. As you can see, I folded it into 2 and then folded it again, so making 4. I will then go ahead and then run a stitch at one side of the fabric, creating gathers. Okay, so I'm about to cut my top. I'm about to cut the top. Actually, this dress is for a 4-year-old girl. Okay, so the chest measurement or the bust measurement for the 4-year-old girl is 24 inches. So 24 divided by 4 will give me 6 inches plus 1 inch as the ease and then 2 inches as seam allowance, making 9 inches for the chest. Okay, so shoulder to waist is 10 inches plus 1 inch as my seam allowance, making 11 inches. So as you can see, I have marked my 11 inches. And when it comes to the neck area, the width of the neck is 3 inches and then the length is 3 inches and then the width is 2.5. okay, and then the shoulder length is 3 inches plus 1 inch, so let's say 4 inches or half inch, that is 3.5. okay, I'll then come down, or the armhole, I'll come down 6.5, that is half inch as my seam allowance. I'll then cut out my neckline and then slope the shoulder line half an inch and then cut out the waist area for the top, as you can see. Okay, so the next thing to do is to cut my back. I will then leave 1 inch as my sewing my zip allowance, and then cut out. Great, I'm about to cut the sleeves for the dress. So the length of the sleeves is 8 inches, allowance has been added, and then the width is 40 inches on fold. Okay, so after cutting the 40 inches on fold, I'll then divide it into 2. Okay, as you can see, I divided it into 2. That is 1 for the left and then 1 for the right. I will then fold it again to cut my armhole curve. Okay, so I sloped it down about 3 inches and then cut out. Great, so the next thing to do is to go ahead and then run a gathered stitch on both top and then down of the pieces. So I'll run a gathered stitch on top and then run garter stitch downwards. Okay, as you can see, after running the stitch, I'll then cut out the band to be attached at the hem of the sleeves. Okay, so the wideness of the band is 2.5, and then around arm for the band is 8 inches plus 1 inch as my seam allowance, making 9 inches. As you can see, I cut 9 inches on fold. I will then divide it into 2. Great. Okay, so this is what I'll be having for both front, right and then left. Okay, so after pulling the gathers on my skirt, this is what I'll be having. Good. Okay, so the waist measurement is 24 inches. I will then go ahead and then work on the top. I then use the same pieces of the cloth to bind the neckline of each pieces. That's the front and then the back. I'll then go ahead and then fold the back into 2 and then indicate my zip allowance. Afterwards, I will shape the dress according to my girl's measurement. Bust 24, waist 24. Okay, as you can see. I'll then open it and then make sure the right side faces me, and I placed the wrong side. And I placed the front onto the back, making sure the right side faces each other. Okay, so after shaping, I then trimmed off some excess. Okay, so I'll go ahead and then stitch the shoulder line 1/2 inch and then stitch on the measurements I marked. Okay, so this is the sleeves. After pulling the gathers at both sides of the sleeves, this is what I'll be having. I then pulled the gathers at the top of the sleeve so that it fits into my armhole, and then this is the band after joining to the hem of the sleeves. Okay, so I'll go ahead and then sew 1/2 inch. Great. So this is what I'll be having after sewing 1/2 inch and then fixing the sleeves into the top, into the armhole of the top. Sorry, this is what I'll be having. Okay, so I'll then go ahead and then join the top onto the skirt. Okay, great. So this is what I'll be having after joining the top onto the skirt, and afterwards I fixed my zip. Thank you all for watching my videos. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, kindly do so. See you all in our next video.